Hi all, welcome to another video. In today's video, I will talk about my investment approach and how it has evolved over the years. So to begin with, I started my career with Amazon in the year 2017. I joined Amazon in the month of May, and the first salary I received, I I didn't invest anywhere because we need some money to spend. That's the first salary I received, right? And yeah, but over the course of months, I know from the beginning that I have to save money whenever I have a job. So before getting a job, I know this in my mind clearly that I have to save whenever I get money. And so what I did was I kept it in the savings account itself. Say, so at the beginning, I put or I kept 10,000 strictly without touching that money. So I used to spend only the remaining part of my salary, and I kept my 10,000 as it is without touching. And what happened was within 6 months, it became 60,000. And there was a necessity. I am in Bangalore, I was in Bangalore, and there was a necessity for me to buy a two wheeler. So for going here and there, it was a necessity at that time. And that money became handy. With that 60K, I was able to buy a two wheeler, and I still use the same two wheeler even today, right? So the first 6 months, I just kept the money in the savings account. I didn't use it, I didn't touch it. And as you know, I mean, uh, my parents, they were government employees, and the moment I started earning, my mom asked me to join an RD. It's like she has an RD agent over there, so she continued to invest RD in post office. So she continued to give her the agent money, and she asked me, you can also join. So I started an RD with the same person with an amount of 500 rupees per month. Though it was small, that was like an investment for 5 years. We have to continue that RD for 5 years. It was for a tenure of 5 years. Yes, I started. And on the other hand, my dad asked me to start an LIC. So I had started an LIC also. That is for 25 years. I am still paying that amount even now. So apart from my savings, these two investments I started doing at the beginning of my career, right? So apart from that, I know only about fixed deposit. So whenever I have some additional income, some savings, I directly put it in an FD. It could be 50K or 80K or whatever. It had gone like that to 2 to 3 years. I didn't explore anything. I was pretty fine. I was earning money. I'm putting it in RD, LIC, and whenever the savings become a decent corpus, I will put it in FD. Then 2020 COVID hit. I went back to my native. YouTube became, I mean, more and more YouTube channels started putting content, right? And we used to consume a lot of content. We have nothing else to do apart from work. That's when I before that, I one of my friend, he used to tell me, you can invest in stock market. You can. He was a trader. He used to trade the market. But my stock market memory is that wherever I listen to stories or even in paper or anywhere, we can hear stories where people lost their money. So I had no interest in putting money in stock market. My thought was stock market is a gamble. It's an area where people will lose money. It's not scientific. You cannot make any money out of it. So basically, I am completely bearish, or I was not in good interest. I didn't have any interest with stock market. But the moment I started uh, learning about stock market, started watching YouTube videos from people who knows in and out of stock market, and I learned stock market or personal finance from Zerodha Varsity. And the moment I started going through all these resources, I understood that stock market is not something you lose your money. People are losing because they are not doing it properly, right? If you invest properly in stock market, you can actually make money. You can actually make wealth. The money that you make from your job, invest it in stock market properly. Over a period of time, over a long period of time, the money will compound and you will generate wealth. And the returns that you generate out of stock market is higher than the FD returns or RD returns or any debt instrument that that they provide, right? So I started exploring more and more about stock market. I started investing in 2020 June, direct stocks. I didn't have much idea how to go about it, but I started with small amount. I made mistakes, but luckily the market was rallying. Market picked up from the COVID lows, and because of that, I didn't lose so much of money. Rather, I gained a lot of money. But the invested amount is small. The gains were, in totality, if you take, the gains were very small. So yeah, I started reading more and more about stock market, and one thing I realized is that if you want to make good wealth, you have to invest in stock market. And that's when I started thinking about, something called systematic investment plan, SIPs, right? We know that there are mutual funds, there are different kinds of mutual funds, but when I explored different kinds of mutual fund, what I learned is that 80% or the reports that we are seeing is absolutely correct, right? I mean, many mutual fund managers are not beating the index, which is Nifty or Sensex. That's when I came to know about index funds, right? Index funds are nothing but they invest the money into the index. That when if you're investing in Nifty, the fund will invest into Nifty 50 companies. So if the Nifty is growing at 12 or 13%, your fund also will grow at the same rate. Hence, I started an SIP. I think this was in year 2022 beginning. I started an SIP with around 2.5k. So that was the best decision I made to put my money into an SIP, because you don't have to think too much whether the market is going up or down, because over a period of time the NAVs will accumulate, and it's like the term is dollar cost averaging, right? The NAVs will average, and over a period of time you will compound your money significantly. But parallelly, because of my interest in stock market, I started learning about direct stock investing as well, and slowly I started putting small bit of money into direct stock as well. And some of the stocks gave me good returns, some of them didn't, but overall I had a decent returns from my direct stock investing as well. And because of that, though my dad used to tell me, invest in real estate, buy a flat or something, I slowly started exploring the real estate space, and what I realized is that that's not a space for me. There are a couple of reasons. I have said it in my previous video also. Firstly, real estate investments are not liquid. If you invest your money and if you immediately need your money back, it's not easy, right? It's an illiquid asset. You cannot sell it immediately. That's one reason. Secondly, the kind of paperwork that you have to do through real estate investment, if you want to buy an apartment or if you want to buy a land, right? The paperworks are so much, and the time it takes to complete all these things. I felt I am comfortable with stock market investing than putting my money into real estate. Of course, there are people who likes to invest in their money in real estate. There are people who doesn't have that much interest in stock market. Anything is fine, right? I mean, it's up to you. It's up to the individual which kind of investments styles suits them. So I realized that for a person like me, I choose to be in stock market than in real estate space. And also, if I want to be a little conservative, I can put my money into debt assets, like debt mutual fund or even in FD, right? If an FD is giving me 7% interest, it's a safe money, right? I mean, if you are putting that money into a safe nationalized bank, it's a safe return. You can park some money like an liquid fund uh, into an FD also. But of course, if you want to create uh, decent wealth, you have to, especially early on in your career, we have to put it in stock market. And so yeah, the point that I'm trying to say is that my mojo lies in stock market. I love reading about companies, the business models, how they are performing, quarter on quarter, how they are performing, how what's impacting their results, what are the changes happening, everything, right? So I like to track companies, and because of that, I decided my investment will be primarily on stock market. So yeah, coming back to 2025 right now, most the diversification, people say diversify your portfolio, right? So when it comes to the asset class, most of my money I put into stock market because that's where I have knowledge. So wherever you have your knowledge, you can utilize your money to invest into those asset classes. Yeah, I didn't touch crypto because I don't have much understanding about crypto. I have very limited knowledge about crypto, so I have not invested anything into crypto. And same with real estate. I have not invested into real estate expecting a return. Like I said, right? I mean, I have very that real estate investment doesn't suits me. So rest of the money, I mean, most of the money in stock market, and remaining, I like to invest in debt asset classes, mostly in FD or debt mutual fund. I can put it in gold also, but what I thought was over diversification is also something that I don't feel like doing. So stock market and debt asset class, these are the two I am comfortable. So I will rotate my money between these two asset classes. So yeah, the story or the learning that I want to explain in this video is that starting off in your career, uh, the first and foremost thing that you should learn is where you want to invest your money, which asset class suits you, right? Depending upon that, you have to start investing. If you are interested in real estate, first of all, you should learn about each and every asset classes, what kind of returns each asset class gives, which is easy for you to learn, and which investment gives you peace of mind, right? At the end of the day, if you invest in stock market and if you are concerned about the volatility of the market, then it's not a good investment for you, right? So think through all these aspects, then decide which asset class you have to go and invest and go all in, I would say. Because once you learn about one particular asset class and you know about in and out, then chances are high that you will make good returns out of that asset class. There are many people who invested in very good locations. I'm talking about commercial real estate and apartments. They made good amount of money within 3 to 4 years, right? But are you that kind of a person? Go for it. But otherwise, depending upon the style of your investment, I mean the kind of person that you are, select an asset class and invest your money. So to conclude, started from debt investments, slowly I transitioned to a stock market investor, equity investor, right? And I am comfortable, I am happy over here. And going forward also, I am continuously learning how to invest into right companies, and also how to mitigate risk, uh, how much money to put into each sector or each company. All these things I am continuously learning and evolving. So yeah, like I said, uh, when you start your career, from the beginning itself, think through different asset classes and select one that gives you comfort and peace of mind. So that's all about today's video. uh, I will talk to you again. I will come up with another video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.